Good morning, y'all. We are picking back up where we left off yesterday. Gonna go out there and check that field, see what we think, how it was doing behind the humdinger. I'm afraid it was pulling up too much straw and residue from the beans last year, so probably gonna switch gears there and put a disc out there, either our turbo till, vertical tillage, or just a traditional disc, and then pull a humdinger behind it to smooth it up. Make that call when we get out there. The MFA guys are going to be around today, our crop scout, and then our local rep. We're going to go through some things, try to get some seed out here for some corn, get some corn planted, and get some rice seed, get that ready to go. Going to be a busy day. Just hang tight with us. Should have a lot of action going on. All the tractors should be running at some point today. We're going to bed up some ground with the hip and roll, get that ready to plant corn on, do some fertilize, things like that. Try to introduce you to the MFA guys that help us out. Matt should be around today, so you'll see a few characters in and out. Matt helps us. He's not a full-time employee of ours, but he just comes kind of as needed. He runs a small engine shop on the side, so he's really handy to have around. Then the MFA guys, like I said, they're our agronomists, if you will, and also our sales reps. So we'll meet all those guys today, have a bunch of action. Just stick with us, and it should be a busy day. Well, we're in the 9300 now. We've got the Case turbo till, vertical tillage tool on the back. We're gonna go hit that field that we were pulling the humdinger in. I wasn't happy with the amount of residue out there. I'll try to get a little footage of that when I go, so you can see what I was talking about. The last thing you want to do is have a bunch of leftover residue. When you go to hold the flood on the rice, it'll all float up and pile up, and it ends up making a mess. So we're going to take this out here, chop it up, cover it up a little bit, and then we'll be good to go to run the drill on that today. So making a little progress, never as much as you want to make, but nonetheless, it's progress. The turbo till is unfolding, I'm going to take you and show you what I was talking about with the residue. All this right here, no good. I know a lot of the guys that farm kind of up north and do more no-till, they don't mind having the residue, but for us it's no good because we irrigate and flood these fields, and once you put water in there, all that's going to float to the top and it just makes for a big mess. So we've got the turbo till out here now. Gonna chop some of this up, knife it into the dirt, bury it a little bit, and then we should be good to go. I'm gonna make one trip and see how it looks. We may have to make 2 trips, not a big deal. That's why we have the bigger tillage equipment and stuff. Off in the distance, I don't know if you can see him or not, but we got a plane flying. He's spraying our rice that we planted last week. We're getting right in that stage of where it needs to be sprayed, and sprayed quick. So hopefully that gives you an idea of why we do what we do as far as tillage goes. We are not no-till farmers, but we do have some dry land farms in the hills that we practice those techniques. However, down here in the irrigated ground, we are maximum tillage. We are trying to bury all the residue we can. Because of the amount of water that we put through the crops, we don't want to wash it out the bottom of the field or float it up and pile it up. So we're trying to get all that residue chopped up, buried, let it rot in the ground, and give it that organic matter that it needs. So That's why you see us do more tillage than normal. We are really big on tillage tools here. I think in a farm, the best money you can spend is good tillage and good planters. So that's what we try to do. And then obviously you want to have a good harvesting machine. But to me, your header is just as important as your combine. Just my opinion. So we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get some of this residue buried so we can get this ready to put some rice on. Point, run back out to the run screen, turn the steering on, hit my steering button, and tractor is now steering itself. Once I get started, have a bearing go out on the turbo. No surprises. It's okay. We'll go jump on the bedder. Maybe Matt can come get a bearing thrown in this one real quick while I make some progress elsewhere. So we've got 2 tractors down right now. Matt is in the next town getting some parts so we can get both of these rigs back operational here shortly. In the meantime, there is some action going on around us. Here's some dozers working over here in these woods, cleaning ditch banks. But we've got the plane flying just north of us here. Looks like the fertilizer company pulled up. They're gonna start running some fertilizer on some corn ground we're gonna bed here in a little bit. So a lot of things are happening, a lot of moving parts. It's just getting it all coordinated and done in a timely fashion. Nothing ever goes as quick as you want it to. Sometimes when we're making these videos and we're cutting clips and things like that, it seems like things are happening pretty fast, but there's quite a bit of time that passes in between there for things that are going wrong. But we try to make it look seamless. But at the end of the day, it's what we do. So we enjoy it. We know that there's headaches that come with it, but you just have to adapt and overcome and learn how to work on the fly. And when one job goes down, you go find another one. The fertilizer truck just pulled up on that end of the field. This 40 here is going in corn. We have worked it and kind of dried it out, so we'll be in this pretty soon. This is where we're going to start bedding. This neighboring field will be in corn as well. As you can see, there is a mud hole on this top end. That is not ideal, but we have to get over what we can get over right now. It probably will dry out a little bit through the day, but not nearly where we need it to be. We're just going to work with what we got. This is the rice field that we had planted yesterday, or I mean last week. This one, and then there's one right on the other side of it along the woods there. There's 80 acres total of rice there. The plane has been spraying it today. I was hoping I would catch it here again, and then we will catch the fertilizer trucks running on these cornfields. Dang it, my snapper's broke.
Huh?
Dang it, my snapper's broke. How does that MFer do it? Ah, I see. The lens is just much better. Uh-oh. That's going to leave a mark. Alright, so got the better going. Gonna take it out here and get the corn ground ready to go. Run the hips on it. Marking my A point with my implement up in the air. I'll drive to the other end of the field and mark my B point next to the road. That way I'm making a straight line all the way down the side of the road, and hopefully at the other end of the field my rows will come out evenly. So that's how you mark your straight line. You want to line up with a straight road or something like that. Across this field, Better's doing a pretty good job. Had to fine-tune the GPS a little bit. Nothing too outlandish. Everything's looking good. It's kind of going like it's supposed to, which isn't normal, but I'll take it. So needed some hydraulic oil. Alright, so today I've got Jesse Surface out here. He is our agronomist with MFA. He kind of oversees everything that we've got going on. He'll show up from time to time, and then obviously while we're gone, he's out here making sure everything is going the way it needs to be going. So what I'm going to do is let him tell you what it is that he does, what he's doing whenever he's out on the farm visiting, and what he's checking for.
So what we got over here is a rice field we planted about 11 days ago. It rained on us and we wasn't able to get our Roundup and Command on. So I just today what I did was look at it. There was some rice coming up, so we decided to leave the Roundup out and just put Command and Sharpen on it. And then like you see behind me, we're bedding up some ground for corn. So the big deal there is just looking to make sure we get a good bed put up so we get seed soil contact when we plant and something to water down. And then just running around seeing what else is going to need to be burned down here coming up. We're kind of behind, so we're just all running around trying to get done what we can.
So what Jesse's talking about, like with the burn down, we'll go on these fields that have been laid out all winter and all spring and spray herbicide on them, get all the vegetation killed off. That way when we go to till, like I was talking about earlier, we don't have a lot of vegetation and stuff like that that we're trying to work through. We need it all to kind of disappear whenever we work the ground that way.
Mellow.
Yeah, just cool it all out, get rid of all the residue, and that way we've got good dirt for a good seed bed. Like Jesse said, seed soil contact is absolutely pertinent. So that's the kind of things we look for. That's what Jesse's doing out here. It's been a huge deal for us to have him along. He's taking care of us. He started actually last fall looking over what we had, and then into this year helping us get a good game plan together so we're the most efficient that we can be this year. What's up, y'all? I finally just got back to the shop. Man, it was a day, to say the least. Everything that kind of could break down today broke down. That's just part of it, though. We know that. That's just part of farming. Long hours, lots of work. You know, like I said, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Not a big deal. We just adjust, you know, adjust on the fly, adapt and overcome, fix the problems as they come at you, and keep trucking. So a pretty productive day. I did not get the planter in the field like I said I was going to, probably because I said I was going to. So anyhow, we got some ground ready to drill rice in. We got another 100 acres ready to go. I've got some corn ground bedded up. We did get that done. Some other ground work. So we're making some progress. We're pecking away at it. It's never as much as you want to get done, but something's better than nothing. So we'll take that for the day. We're going to seal it up there and call it. And then Matt and the guys are going to get back after it tomorrow while I'm at work. So hopefully Shane will be back pretty soon. He'll be able to jump in and knock some things out. So as far as I'm concerned, my day's over with. Got done what I could get done, and I'm happy with that. No complaints here. So thank you guys for tagging along. Thanks for being patient through the breakdowns and things like that. Hopefully we're bringing you stuff that is interesting and educational. We want you to see all sides of farming, not just the good sides of it, because there are all kinds of sides, and technically I guess they're all good because they're all part of it, and it's what we wanted to be doing, so it's what we're doing. So again, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. Help us out. Help us get this thing going. We're trying to to make a go of this. So with your help, we can do that. Thanks a lot, guys.